everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Open Hearts, the weekly tabletop RPG. You may notice that this week we are starting a little bit early, and that is because currently my entire household is rather sick, and I didn't think going so late into the night for me would be all that wise for my health. So we're starting a little early. Unfortunately, Caleb, Colbart's player, is having some internet issues and will be a little bit late. We don't know when he'll be arriving, but hopefully he will be able to make it this session. So, if
Hooray!
if we remember where we left off last session, it was fairly centered around the condition of Zephyrus and his sickness. So, Kalina went to the Deep Realm and informed both Cain and Abelet of Zephyrus's condition, to give them an opportunity to, if they'd like, see him before possibly this would be the last time that they'd see him for a good long while. Kalina, you are still in the Deep Realm, and
Oh yeah, we all went to the pillow pile, didn't we?
yeah, you took a little nap. It wasn't a very long one, just to sort of like wind down from all the emotions that had just happened.
Yeah.
When you woke back up, it was just Cain who was there. Abelet had left the room, and Cain was just waking up as you did, stirred by your movement in the pillows.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, Caleb. Oh no.
Sorry, Caleb.
I'm sorry. I had to call him Stinky.
Poor stinky boy. But
Stinky.
yes, Kalina.
All right, let's try not to get distracted since Eros does not feel very good right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Audrey. You are my little number 2 today. You're not my poop, but you're my number 2. Heart. But so Kalina, Cain wakes up and he sort of sleepily opens his eyes and he says, hello, Kalina.
Hello. How long has it been? Do you know?
Probably just a couple hours. Not all that long.
How are you feeling?
Better. He sits up and he sort of turns towards you a little more. He says, Kalina, I'd like to thank you for coming here to tell us.
Kalina, she kind of blinks a little bit. Like, just like, why are you... Like, she doesn't say anything, but like, kind of like the look of just like, why are you thanking me for being the bearer of bad news?
He kind of sees your confusion and he smiles a little bit and then he leans in and hugs you and says, I wouldn't have wanted it to be anybody else.
Oh! I'm sorry, that shit is sweet.
Hallmark.
Oh my god. But yeah, Kalina, like she's kinda confused for a second, but then like she hugs him back.
So, you have your little hug, and
Yeah.
eventually he lets go and pulls back. And he says, "If it's not too much trouble, would you accompany Ablett and I to the manor?"
Of course. No trouble at all.
He smiles and says, "Thank you." And then, he gets Ablett, and Ablett's, still not thrilled about going, but he did make a promise.
Yeah.
And, he heads off toward, you all head off towards the manor. So now I'd like to sort of switch up to see sort of what the others are doing. Sans Colbert.
He's just at work.
He's at work.
He's at work. He's doing a shift.
He's earning some money. Making that bread.
Working 9 to 5.
What a way to make a living.
Sarzoth's just kind of mindlessly walking throughout town, just clearing his head. He likes going for a walk by himself every so often.
Yeah. Is anybody with Sarzoth? This would be an opportunity for somebody to say, "Yeah, I'm going on a walk with Sarzoth. We're not talking, but we're walking."
Sorry, I mean, Spark is not. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay.
It was just awkward silence.
Nobody wants to go on a walk with Sarzoth. Cry. It's okay. Sarzoth is just having a little walksy by himself.
Yeah.
And he's probably just mindlessly doing some ice powers and shit.
Yeah.
Just like
He's walking
having
around and
fun.
freezing people's drinks.
Yeah, that is something he'd
Like,
do.
alright, I need to get some practice in with my new powers. I have an idea.
Yeah.
Every so often he'll make someone just like a little cold.
Damn.
He's just
true.
causing some mild inconveniences to people.
Yeah.
Nothing too
Yeah.
suspicious, nothing too grievous. Just slightly
Yeah.
annoying. But, yeah. Sarzoth is going on a walk. What are Tagok and Anastasius doing?
I don't know about Agog, but Anastasius returns from the grocery slash looking around for a warlock.
Oh yeah, I
You
forgot he
mean
was going to the
the-
grocery store last session.
Yeah.
He went to go get
He's
calcium
got
for
groceries.
Spark.
Calcium.
He originally, as I put in last week's comic, Anastasius originally went out to look for a warlock shield. He didn't end up finding one, or a unit in town, and then he decided, while I'm out, and then he returns to the manor with the groceries, saying like really just a lot of sarcasm in his voice. I can't believe they don't sell cans of shut the F up in the stores.
Ah, glorious.
Where's
Anastasius,
my can of shut
uh,
the F up?
other than your very successful, mostly shopping trip, your progress with finding a Warlock's Guild was somewhat successful. You didn't actually find the guild itself, but you found out that there is a secret guild society under the deck of Ceruleus that is not talked about, and you need special permission to enter.
Found a secret club.
Yep.
Okay. Anastasius now that I have this information things, I wonder if the Immortal Alliance would have said permissions.
Who knows? You'll have to ask
Anastasia.
around, find some other guild members, and possibly see if you'll be allowed admittance.
God, it would be funny if like they immediately recognize it as Anastasius, like not because of his thing in the Mortal Alliance, but because of his reputation on Ceruleus, and they're just like, let him in.
Let the pasta fiend in.
Send in the street rat.
So yeah, but Anastasius kind of now just looks around. Like, firstly, he puts the hair dye and the bleach on or in Spark's room, and pings Spark specifically saying, "Ayo, clown on guy, Sparky edition." I left the hair dye and bleach that you specifically requested in your room, ready whenever you want.
Thanks, bestie.
Heart
Yep,
emoji.
And then Anastasius goes around Ceruleus, seeing if there's anyone around that could allow him admittance to the Guild Society.
Also, Spark asks if you managed to find some shut the fuck up.
Sadly, no. That would have been really nice to find it, but I couldn't find it. But I am looking. But I'll try again another day.
So Starzoth kind of starts just walking back to camp. He sees this really cool armory that he was a little interested by, and so he wants to go ask Tagok if they want to go to the armory with him.
Aww.
Aw.
Bonding.
Yay!
Bonding.
Yeah.
Well, Tegok is currently in her room.
Yeah.
Starzoth isn't at camp yet. He's just started walking back.
I mean, you do have the telepathy thing.
You could just, hey,
Oh
take
yeah, group chat.
Group chat.
Group chat.
We do have a new channel for the group chat.
Do you want to
Yeah.
to in-game DM Tagok, asking her if she wants to go look at armor?
Yeah. I will in-game DM.
So, Tagok, you hear Sarzoth ask you if you want to go to the local armory and check out the armor.
She's briefly startled due to the whole mental connection thing. She's like, oh yeah, that's a thing that we have. Oh yeah.
That one.
Oh right, that.
And she's like, yeah, sure. Where are you at?
Where are you at, Sarzoth?
He's just gonna say, I'm a bit further down from the big rock shop.
The big rock shop.
Big rocks.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Awesome.
Woo! Bonding time. I'm glad that Tagok has a sense of direction because I don't.
Me too, Tega.
So,
Me too, Tag.
I don't. I have no sense of direction.
So while Tagok is going to meet Sarzoth for a little bit of a window browsing experience, Anastasius, where are you gonna start looking for guild members or possibly a way to get to the guild?
Okay. Ooh. Where I'm going to start off. Well, given as I specifically want to be go into a warlock guild, I would say somewhere around a library area.
Yeah. You remember that there was a library because Spark stopped by it to grab the book about Nagalayan biology. So,
And Anastasius can just be seen like muttering like, okay, if I do get in, what or find it, what would the credentials be, and just all this other stuff.
yeah, he's talking to himself.
Bro's acted like a schizophrenic. That's what's going on.
Bruh.
Sometimes you just gotta talk to yourself.
Yeah, as
That's
long as you
true.
acknowledge that you're talking to yourself, then it's okay.
Exactly.
Like sometimes you gotta talk to yourself because you have a lot to say,
Yeah,
and no one else to say it to but yourself.
those beautiful clacky keys. They're gorgeous.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. They sound really good.
They do.
Very satisfying. But,
My brain, when I heard that sound, it went bubblegum.
yeah, bubblegum.
I always think popcorn.
Yeah, popcorn and bubblegum.
It's too soft for popcorn.
It's a little poppier, not on my mic, but yeah.
I suppose it would be different IRL than filtered through a microphone. But Anastasius, while you're sort of heading to the library, you catch a glimpse of this small, young, like maybe tween-looking individual. Jesus Christ, Greg!
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What?
Greg is hacking up a lung in there, puking.
Oh no.
Not
Oh,
actually
oh
puking, but
God.
he's dry heaving like a psycho.
Oh, great.
If he would stop smoking while sick. If only, if only. Yeah. You see this this kid sort of look at you and then like tilts his head, and then he sort of like shakes his head like he's like, no. And then he continues walking.
Is this the pasta man? No, it couldn't be. the
No,
pasta
this is the pasta man.
That was 100 years ago.
Couldn't possibly be him.
The ducks.
Anastasius quickly stops his search and says, "Hey kid, you okay?
Oh,
You...
yeah, I'm fine. It's nothing." And then he like sort of like speed walks off. Just like
Anastasius just whispers, "Okay, then have a good one." Just very confused.
it's been a long time since you've had weird kids stare at you.
Yeah.
But so you go into the library and there's really nobody in there right now. It's pretty empty and of course very quiet, as expected of a library. But as you're searching around the library, you realize that there is a second floor that is under the deck that you can take
Okay.
a set of stairs to go down. It's like part of the library.
Okay. May I have like 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Anastasius, well, just while doing this, Anastasius just has one of those, like, you know, in the action movies where it's like intense zoom into the face, zoom into what they're looking at, and just one of those things.
Yeah.
That's what Anastasius is having.
All right. Uh, so, do you want to go down the stairs onto the basement floor, if you will, of this library? There's like a big sign and an arrow pointing to a little stairwell, saying
Yeah,
second floor down.
yeah.
All right, so you have to duck your head a little bit to get down the stairwell. It's a little small, but
Tall ass,
Oh.
tall ass.
you do manage to squeeze down.
Please slap me. He can squeeze.
He's
Yeah.
flexible. He doesn't
Actu-
have bones.
Just cartilage.
Actually, Anastasius, given as he needs to duck down anyway, just turns to squid and slides down that
The
way.
railing slides down the railing.
Does he fucking really?
Massive squid coming down the hallway.
Yeah. hmm
Oh lordy coming.
Oh lordy.
Oh lordy coming.
So, you go down onto the second floor of the library, and you find that it's kind of bigger than the floor above it. It looks like maybe this used to be two separate underground shop things that a wall has been busted out in between, and now it is all just the library. A double lot, if you
Okay.
will, underneath. And the ceiling is tall enough to where you don't have to duck your head. And there does seem to be some people that are down here. People that are dressed in more fine robes. Some wizarding types. Definitely a lot of magic users are down here on the underside.
Honest. How do I want to do this? Do these peeps have like a age that like they look like, give or take?
It looks to be like different magic users from like all walks of life, multiple genders, different array of ages, sizes. But
Okay.
all of them look to be, powerful magic users with fancy robes and such. And they don't really sort of acknowledge you all that much. They turn their eyes or their head briefly when you come down the stairs, but go back to the books and shelves that they were looking at before.
Anastasius, while walking in the rest of the way, he thinks, okay, this is either A, a cult, B, the guild program I was looking for, or C,
Just some nerds.
or C, nerds.
Could be multiple. Who knows? Would you like to look around to see if there may be any of the librarians down here that you could talk to?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I do.
need you to roll perception.
Alrighty.
Perception, eh?
Yep, just a quick look around to see if you see any employees.
It'd be really funny if he just rolls like a nat 1.
Don't jinx him.
Watch him do it.
And then they're just like
God.
standing right in front of him and he just doesn't see them.
Yeah. They're just so small.
26.
Well.
Close enough to a nat 1.
Did the integers
that's
roll
it.
over, it's fine. So, Anastasius, you get a quick look around, and you notice that there is, like a counter sort of at the back that you see, a woman that is wearing the like a name tag, but she also has some a little more fancy robes on than the librarians that were upstairs.
Okay.
And she is using a floating quill to check books, like, you know, books that have been returned to this area, and she's like marking them off, not even looking at the like book and quill that she's like checking, and she's just like checking the book, looking at it, putting it aside. The quill moves, yada yada.
All right. Anastasius goes back to the desk with the fancy pants librarian and says, "Hi, I'm just wondering if you knew anything about some secret guild society thingy, or
So
if I have
Like,
to
yes,
like
secret
F off."
society. I know all about secret society.
yes.
Poor man.
So,
He's trying his best.
Anastasius, when you say this, you notably pick up on the fact that multiple people like stop turning pages in their books. Like it's like dead silent, and you don't. There's nobody that you can see that's looking at you right now, but they're definitely paying attention to you now. She like lowers her glasses down into the bridge of her nose and looks up at you, pushes them back up, and like signals you to like lean down with a single finger.
She smacks him.
Anastasius leans down and says, "I promise you, I'm not trying to do anything shady. If I need to, I can do some words. But I promise you, I'm not trying to do anything shady."
She sort of like huffs, exasperated, and she smiles a little bit and she says, "I trust you, darling. Now, what's your affiliation?"
Okay, Anastasius quickly just out of nervousness sign his affiliations with, but he says in like words. He signs what he says in draconic sign, and like verbally says in common, "My name's Anastasius. I'm with both the Immortal Alliance and a party without a cool acronym or name currently that I
Oh, hey,
can
Caleb
at least."
joined.
Hi, Caleb.
Caleb.
Hi, Caleb.
But continue, Ben.
Just in time.
You mean to him. Ben, are you there?
Yeah, but like, Anastasius is just talking, telling them like, "I'm with the Immortal Alliance. I'm not on business with them on this visit. I just want to know about this secret guild society thing. I'm trying to like link up with other warlocks."
She nods, and then she says, "All right." And you see her. There's like the little desk bell on the counter, and she dings it twice, and you hear like almost like a door sliding closed. You turn around just to see, and you see that the staircase is now blocked off.
Bro's getting initiated.
Yeah. It just basically so that like no outsiders see you go in.
Fancy.
Anastasius, you can see that like he's like visibly shaken. He looks at the librarian and asks in a very shaken voice, "Did I do anything wrong? Did I do something deserving of a stabbing or something?"
She looks a little like
Aw.
surprised, and she says, "No, no, honey. It's just so that nobody who's not supposed to know about it doesn't wander down here while we're opening the door."
Anastasius nods and says, "Oh, okay." Still, like
He's so
very
anxious.
Poor
like,
baby.
and he just wears a storm in a draconic sign.
She
Does she know?
if she does, she doesn't let on to the fact that she knows Draconic sign. But you see that some of the other the people that were down in this section of the library, they're sort of all sort of coming over near the desk now. And they're like, you know, they're all gonna go into the underside of the guild with you. But the librarian, she comes out from behind the counter, and she motions you to follow her and leads you over to a very old looking bookcase, sort of nestled right in the back corner of this room.
Anastasius just shakenly like steps towards the librarian, or with the librarian towards the bookshelf.
She goes on to tilt a sequence of books out from the bookcase in a very specific pattern. And then you see as she reaches underneath one of the shelves, and you hear, and like puts her hand towards the very back, and you hear a little click. And then she steps back, and the bookcase slowly begins swiveling, like a turning door.
As spinny door go.
Yeah. She gestures her hand towards the now open corridor for you to walk into.
Anastasius like he starts to like walk forward, like he's stumbling over his feet, and so he thinks, you know what, screw the middleman, turns to Squid, and he just like still vibrating a little bit, and goes into the door.
He gets so nervous, he inked.
He inked.
He doesn't ink yet.
Not yet.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, poor baby. But
That's the equivalent of pissing his pants, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. You made me ink. But you go through this corridor, and it's dimly lit, but you start going down another small flight of stairs, and then it opens up into this large chamber, and you see that there are a lot of other magic users. Warlocks, wizards, sorcerers.
Is there a bard in there?
Yeah, probably. Probably a few bards.
Yeah.
All different types
Bardal.
of studious magic users. No
I'll
shade.
attack.
No shade. But
Oh, all the shade.
there
Yeah, all the shit.
a lot of them are centered around like big tables, and they seem to all be doing like different types of things, like research. Some are just chatting with another philosophically.
Okay.
You know, doing scholarly things. And the group of people that were up in the library above you have all followed you down.
All right. Um. Anastasius gets like you can they can see him just firstly like trying to stand up from his squid form, but still again very shaken. He looks around and he goes towards like the warlocks, saying, or not saying, but thinking, not to the chat. Those, those are my people. I think.
Yeah. You see some people that definitely look a bit more warlocky than wizardy. Or sorcery. Words are hard. And
Words are hard.
yeah, there's a small group and they see you coming over, and one of the older members manifests a chair for you at the table to sit down without saying anything.
Anastasius says thank you and sits down and grabs his flask and like uncorks it, drinks it, thinking, man, I wish this were like alcoholic or something. Get up, soothe the nerves, puts it back, and they just listens.
Yeah. So currently the warlocks are talking about sort of like the journeys that Ceruleus has been on as of late. And they don't seem to realize that you're part of the Arius Council. So
Oh.
they're just like openly talking about like all the places that Ceruleus has been like dragged to recently. And then one of the older ones says, yes, I've heard that we will soon be returning to Ciptria. And all of them sort of like mumble, yeah.
Assorted old-timey grumbling.
Yes. Even from the not old-timers.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anastasius just unders, just letting the nerves calm down a lot more. And like visibly like on his face, instead of like it blush, because again the bastard Anastasius is like paler than the palest person never recorded in history. Like you can, but like you can see, you just like a lot of like buzzing, like he, like nerves shooting off somewhat, just out.
Tentacles twitching, ears twitching.
Yeah.
Twitchy.
He's a nervous boy.
And he says, is it like the words? He asks all of them, hey, what's one thing that what's one place Ceruleus didn't that did go worked. There's a reason why I'm not.
Anastasius is too
there's a-
nervous.
Yeah, like he stumbles over words before finally getting the question of if there was one place that Ceruleus didn't go or did go, oh, that you wish it didn't go, where would that place have been?
One of the older men, like, makes a little grumbling sound and then says, I wish we hadn't gone up to Rhiannon's temple. Blustery and broke a mast. So many people were injured.
Yeah, I remember that.
What?
And they all
Tagok
sort of like
accidentally
grumble in
fell through a
agreement.
window.
Yeah, Tagok got blown through somebody's house, and then a mast fell. Squeaky. A mast
Squeaky.
fell
Rough
on one of the residential buildings, and people had to be evacuated.
We helped after.
Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah.
shoot everyone into the inn, and then I just became the heater of a bunch of children.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and that's how you
All the
guys
kids
got the
loved
manor.
you.
This was before I joined the group. This is
Oh yeah, way before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think just a few sessions before, because I'm pretty sure they, right after going to Rhiannon's temple, went to Creedheil again, and that's where we picked up on Asasius.
Okay.
Yes, Sarzo.
So, Alright, give me a second here.
Gotta warm up.
So, Anastasius, you see from one of the corners something kind of blue and shiny, almost like looking like a rock, kind of move. Just out of the corner of your eye, and then it kind of starts getting closer to you, and you realize it's a person. They're about 4'6", so they are like incredibly short.
Anastasius,
They're kind of like hunched over.
Can I just say something very small?
Yes.
Anastasius, you recognize it as that kid who looked at you weird outside and then ran away.
Anastasius looks at the kid and says, "Bloody hell! Oh, hey kid, how you doing?" Nerves
Well,
are-
actually, I'm not a kid. I'm 26.
What?
Anastasius shakes his head in a bit of disappointment and says, "Listen, like, I'm 120 some odd years old, and plus, if nothing else, you're someone's kid. I don't know whose, but even still."
He kind of like he like uses his pointer finger and his middle finger to like push up his glasses, like the anime shit. He goes, "If you don't mind me telling, what is your name?"
Anastasius thinks before asking, "Any reason you wish to know?"
Well, I'm just curious. I've heard rumors about a specific squid-like adventurer, and I'm wondering if that's you.
Oh? What type of rumors? Is it...
The wandering ones. The ones that, if you don't listen closely, you'd never hear. Now please, tell me what your name is. I promise I come in peace.
Anastasius sits back and says, "The name's Anastasius. What's your name?"
He like jumps up and down in excitement like a little kid. He goes, "My name's Theodore. It's a pleasure to meet you. You're one of the adventurers in the manor, right?"
Anastasius says, is, yeah. I can't guarantee you I'll be able to give information, partly because it ain't my information to share. But, yeah.
He reaches out his hand to give you a handshake.
Anastasius kind of like debates. Do I shake this person's hand or not? And very quickly, before putting his hand out, kind of like how I have my hand right now, asks, "No funny business?"
No funny business. I'm just happy to meet you.
Anastasius shakes Theodore's hand.
Mm-hmm. He may be made out of stone, but his handshake is so weak that even you, Anastasius the squid person, notices it. He's very scrawny.
Little guy.
Anastasius just thinks either this guy doesn't exercise all that often, or he just has a weak handshake. Either way, I'm not commenting on it. And he says, "Well, nice to meet you too."
Theodore kind of notices your very slight facial reaction, and he's like, "Oh, I know, I'm weak, but like, I exercise the power of the mind, so it's okay. I don't need to exercise my body when I have my mind. It's so powerful."
Anastasius says, "I mean, fair enough, but like there are times when exercising in the body, as weird as it may sound, can help the mind, as you're allowing your body to hold more of your mind energy, if that makes any sense."
I'm naturally come with a lot of mind energy, so I don't really need any more.
Bro, one car crash, it's fucking over for this guy.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Poor little guy. He's just a toy.
Besides, I get out of breath easily. The walking down the stairs was really intense for me. But, anyways, I'm really hoping I can meet the rest of your group. I'm in pursuit of knowledge and experience in the real world. You see, I've been in school for basically all 26 of my years alive, but I've never had real world experience. And I would love to
Okay.
adventure with you guys.
Anastasius replies to that saying, "I make no promises. Just because I say one thing, that doesn't mean the others in my group will agree."
Yes, I know. I've heard of one person. I think the name was Kalina. I've heard they can be quite stubborn when it comes to meeting people.
Oh, get fucked.
Anastasius
Are we
says,
sure they're talking about Kalina?
Yeah.
Maybe the rumors got twisted up. Maybe it was the wrong name they're talking about.
Anastasius first and foremost, he rolls his eyes, then he says, "It's not Kalina you have to worry about chomping your head off. It's Tagok."
But isn't Tagok about my height? How could they possibly chop off my head? Sorry.
God.
I know I'm being creepy. I'm not a stalker, I promise.
Anastasius says, with Tagog, it's not an actual bite. They'll incinerate.
Okay.
They'll just incinerate you if you look at them funny. without
I see,
getting to
okay.
know them.
I'm not very good with the metaphorical talk.
Eh, I get it. I'll see what I can do, but again, no promises.
All right. Do you mind if I follow you around?
Um,
I mean, I already
Oh.
was, but like, not
Bruh.
creepily.
Variable.
Bro.
Anastasius kind of says, okay, first of all, your favorability, for want of a better term, went down in like 1 or 2 pegs, knowing now that you were stalking me. But I'm going to say not necessarily today, just because for today I just want to learn about this
Okay.
group around here and all that.
Would you mind if I ask where someone is that might be able to meet me up with the rest of the group so I may introduce myself?
Anastasius.
You don't need to tell me
Just-
the exact location of someone in the group, but maybe perhaps someone who could show me to them that knows them.
Anastasius thinks, and he says, I could potentially, if, of course, you promise not to be creepy towards them, I could see about getting you in contact with one of the group.
Of course. I couldn't hurt a fly with my scrawny arms and hands, so they're not in any danger by me.
So, Anastasius
Nor would I want
just
them to be.
Anastasius pings the crew and he says,
Hey, group chat.
"Hey." He just says, "Hey, y'all. There's this guy. His name is Theodore, and he's wanting to meet the group. I don't. They theoretically like join up. Would anyone be willing to pick this guy up for like an interview or something?"
Offer, but I think I'm too stupid.
Sarzov is a little curious by this. He's like, mayhaps.
And I think
Where would they like to meet up?
Oh boy.
What?
Well,
Anastas-
actually, we're at the armory right now. We can meet up at the big rock shop.
Big fuck shop.
Anas-
Starzoth wanting to meet
Such
somebody
such a
new.
Such a good first impression, meeting the one with anger issues and the one with daddy issues. I mean, both of them had daddy issues.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
The two
I think
most
Ophelia would like people to
non-agreeable.
celebrate.
Yeah, the two most non-sociable people.
Abrasive.
The two
Yeah.
fire people.
Term you're looking for.
Yeah, the two fire people.
Literally the two fire people.
Literally the two fire people.
Kalina, she hears this.
You're like
And-
on your way back. You like just passed through the portal into the manor and you hear this and you're like, what the fuck?
Also, question: are Kane and Abelet there too?
Yeah, they're with you.
Okay, like, but yeah, Kalina, she just stops, and she looks really confused and like, she mentally replies, "Who did you say this was again, Anastasius?"
Anastasius replied is to Kalina by saying, "Someone named Theodore. They came up to me in this secret. Mind you, again, this is in a mental group chat. He says,
Yeah.
someone named Theodore. They wanted to meet the group. They are very scrawny. I'm pretty sure they're a wizard, but what do I know?"
Did
But
Theodore
they-
say why?
He said to theoretically join up, but to also to gain like real world experience. because of how he's been in this school for the last like 26 years of their life.
Can I just meet him, please?
Let's bully the wizard, guys.
Guys, if it, it
Bully
won't be
the
a big
wizard.
deal
He
if
has
I
2
do it,
hit
because
points. It's fine.
if I don't come back, that's not a big deal.
Spark.
What?
Arc.
Darling.
Sarzoth replies
I-
with, "Do you know where the big rock shop is?"
Anastasius replies with, "Yes, I'll send them over now. Just you ready if shit goes down, okay?"
Okay. It's fine. I'm a good fighter.
Tagok and Sarzoth just fucking play ping pong with this poor little guy.
That'd be funny.
Anastasius verbally replies with saying, "There's a big rock shop here in town. I think you may know where it is, but there's a couple of party members there that are willing to meet up with you,
And maybe
Well, at
play
least-
ping pong with you.
or at least one of them is. I don't know about the other one,
Oh,
but
Tagok.
meet them there, okay?"
Okay. He kind of like
Tagok,
jumps
please
up and like
don't
claps
tell
his hands, and he's like, "Okay, okay." And he just kind of like runs off like a little child.
Anastasius to himself and not to the group chat says, "That poor bastard."
He's gonna get
I think
eaten
Tagok's
alive.
probably gonna kill him,
You
isn't he?
sentenced him.
Tagok just grabs him and there's like a squeaky toy sound.
Yeah.
Javelin. Throws them.
Oh god, throws him like a fucking shot put.
Get a real stern talking to from Baraka.
Oh yeah.
All right.
I'll melt next to her.
Alright. So, Sarzoth and Tagok, you guys were at the armory looking at stuff
Hell
when
yeah.
all this went down. And now you're like, oh great. There's some little pipsqueak that's gonna meet us outside. How wonderful.
Gonna meet a little rando.
So, yeah.
It's gonna take him a few minutes to get there.
Yeah, he's
He's not very athletic.
he gets a bit winded from going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Little
So he like gets
guy.
there and he's like coughing because he's like out of breath,
Oh god, me too, buddy. Me too.
and he's like hunched over with his one arm over his stomach, and like one arm flailing at you at Sarzoth and Tagok. He recognizes them.
He's like
based on the
waving
descriptions
frantically.
he's been given.
Yeah.
Fanboy.
Yeah.
I'll let
Sarzoth
Tagok respond.
Yeah. This kid looks like
Oh.
he's maybe 100 pounds soaking wet. Maybe.
Damn, he just like me for real.
But tinier.
Okay. So she turns and sees this scrawny little kid huffing and puffing his way over. And, like, she knew that it wasn't going to be impressive, but she's like, damn. This is just
And I
kind of
thought my
sad.
expectations were low.
But
Yeah.
here we are.
Limbo
we are.
dancing.
When they go low, I go lower.
He does not like wave or respond to him. She just watches and just stands there with her arms crossed. Kind of just resting bitch face, just looking at him.
So he walks up and he's like, "Oh, Nolithroch." And he points to Tagok and he's like, "You must be Sarzoth." And he points to Sarzoth and goes, "You must be Tagork?"
Oh my god.
We're
Hey, God, go
fucking
ahead and kill him.
celebrities now. What the hell?
Hagar,
Got the
kill him.
wrong ones.
Not a lot.
Don't let that insult. Don't let that insult stay.
He is.
What would
Take
Kalina do?
He
I
hasn't
don't give
heard
a
of
shit
Spark.
what Kalina
He
would
has
do.
no
I'm
idea who
Tagok.
Spark is.
Yeah,
Spark
is
is
too
too new
new
to
to
the
the
party.
group. Doesn't know Spark.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What would you beat the shit? Beat the shit out of him, Hagar. Don't let that insult slide. Spark wouldn't have given a shit. It would have been like, oh,
Sarzoth
okay.
actually responds. He's like, "Who the fuck did you just call me? No, I'm a lot smarter than this guy."
Jesus.
No, I'm Sarzoth.
Oh,
Oh
That's
no.
Tagok. And
Oh,
She
no,
just kind of
you,
you.
my
glares at him and
TV?
goes,
Oh boy.
Oh no.
Oh wait, I forgot I have to respond.
Yeah.
I'm
Playing
Theodore.
characters.
I want to join the group in pursuit of knowledge and real world experience.
honey, this isn't an internship.
Maybe you can
I
make
mean, I
him
don't-
do things for you. Menial tasks.
He's our coffee boy.
I also come with a great set of skills. I, for one, am very good at strategic battling. I'm very good at predicting what someone will do before they do it, and counteracting that. I may be scrawny. I may have a weak handshake compared to a squid, but I have the power of the mind. And that can suffice just as well.
Oh, she does not like him.
Little twerp.
I do not like him. He is very low on Tagok's respect meter.
So,
Her whole thing is she only respects when you prove yourself in combat and are physically strong.
So Sarzoth decides to be like, okay, well, tell me if you can predict this, and puts his hands behind his back, and takes a few steps back, and has Astraeus come out and try to punch him, but Theodore knows, he's heard of the rumors about Astraeus. So his response is to see the wooden broomstick that is right next to his foot and kicks it at such an angle that it falls behind Sarzoth's foot and it literally trips Sarzoth and he falls on the ground.
Incredible.
Tagok just kind of snorts.
Sarzoth,
As I
you're on
said.
your ass. Very embarrassed.
Sarzoth is like actually fucking gobsmacked. He's like
Surprise
his
Pikachu
jaw is
face.
on the ground.
Surprise.
And he gets up and like wipes off his coat, the dust off his coat. And he just sits there silently. He like puts his head down a little bit. He's a little embarrassed.
It's like, damn, this kid fucking, he got me.
You got me. The fucking child.
So, do you think that will suffice, perhaps? Looking
Tagok-
specifically to Tagok because he knows Sarzoth is too embarrassed to speak.
she scoffs and like rolls her eyes. She marches up to him. How tall is he?
4'6".
He is 4'6".
Oh, baby.
Okay, so I am a foot taller than him. And
The only one shorter than Tagok.
yeah,
That's not true. Spark's shorter.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
is he?
right.
That was
Oh,
right.
okay.
Ark is 5'4".
I see.
Fact.
Yeah, a good portion
2
of people
inches
in the
versus
party
a
are
foot,
shorter
you're
than
fine.
Tagok.
Hmm.
So she just kind of looks at him, and so never. Sorry, there's loud shit happening. So she just kind of glares at him, and she's just like, one, this would be a collective decision.
Yes,
Can't
yes, of
come-
course.
Can't come in begging just because you don't know shit.
Of course. My true ask is to meet the rest of the party. I'm not specifically asking you to join the party, but at least to introduce me to them. It would be highly appreciated.
You gonna let him meet the party?
She just kind of looks him up and down, and she's like, I know she's made some choices, but she would not choose you. She just walks
Oh.
away, picks up Sarzoth, and just keeps going.
Sarzoth actually throws Tagok's hand out, and he turns around to Theodore. He goes, "Well, you are one of 3 people who I've met in my entire life who have actually bested me in a battle. In fact, that battle never even started because you ended it so fast. You may come out a little douchey, but so do I. I will introduce you to Kalina."
You know what? That is fair. This guy may come off as a little shit, but so is Sarzoth.
I don't see him as a little shit. I see him as a wet little fanboy.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
This is a little kid who reads his comics and is going to, run
Like,
past the
Kind
barrier
of kid that stays inside, just like, oh, I'd survive a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
Like that kind of
that's the
kid.
vibe
So
I'm getting
bad.
from him.
Dude.
He also he also says, I've heard of this spirit that you have that can produce ice magic, like a hot fire, a icy fire. I may know a thing or two about it, but I would have to get to know you a little better to truly understand, because my theories are just theories.
Oh, bribing Sarzoth with information.
Sarzoth goes, "Oh. Well, as I said, I will introduce you to Kalina. But just know, you better put your act back up if you do want to join this party, because quite frankly, you haven't really proven much. You've just collected a mildly disturbing amount of information on us. So I recommend you act a little more mature when you meet Kalina, because she may not be as forgiving for you as she was for I."
Sucks, Kalina.
What?
Yeah.
Sarzoth kind of respects Kalina a bit.
Yeah.
No, he just understands that she's the main character.
He's
She's
like,
kind of
"Alright,
like the de facto leader
Yeah.
of the Aria's
No, the main
council.
character.
Eh.
Spark has main
You are-
character complex.
listen.
He is not the main character.
The real main character is Verbena.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth.
Okay.
The real tea of the matter.
Yeah.
Dolly Parton's the main character.
Exactly. Dolly Parton.
So
She's always
Sarsoth starts taking him to the mansion. He grabs his arm though, and he like drags him
Yeah.
to the
Make sure he
mansion.
cannot get away. You must behave,
Yeah.
young man.
Yeah.
Kalina
gets
just
back
like
Even though he's, like,
Entire time.
significantly
said
older than
something
Sarsoth.
in the group chat, like the brain group chat, and she says, "So how is it going?"
Oh yeah, I
Have
forgot
you
to
met
tell you.
Theodore yet?
He responds with, "Oh, sorry, I forgot to tell you. We're walking over to the mansion now to introduce you to him.
You what?
Oh, don't worry about it. He's super fun. You'll see. You'll see."
Oh,
Tagok, what do you have to say?
He's a little fanboy who will blow over if the wind goes too fast.
nice, Tagok.
Actually, I'm curious to test that theory. We'll see later.
Oh boy.
Where is Kalina right now?
Kalina, you had led Kane and Abelet to Zephyrus's room to allow them some time alone with him. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
were
I
like
forgot
headed
to-
back down the stairs.
I forgot to mention that Spark was there taking care of Ophelia, but probably left as Kane and Abelet walked in.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
well,
like, oh shit, my uncles.
Kane was like, "You don't have to leave. It's okay." And he like puts his hand on your shoulder.
And they're like, no. You guys need some time to spend with each other. I was just making sure that he's getting his liquids in. They say as they're holding up like an empty cup. I'm gonna go get him some more water.
So in the meantime, Astraeus.
Angry.
This is the first time Astraeus has actually like truly had his interests piqued because of what Theodore said about him.
It's like,
So,
what theories
Astraeus
does this little
actually-
shit have?
Yeah. So he actually goes over to Kalina and
Who, Astraeus?
yeah, Astraeus, the ghost boy.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily like hear it, but you just kind of feel it, and you don't really know how. But he essentially gave you a message. Listen to what he has to say. He may know something important.
Yeah. You just get some vibes.
Yeah, he sends
Yeah.
out the good vibes.
He's like, no, let him cook.
Let the man
Let him cook.
speak. Let that
Wait,
little man
wait.
speak.
I have a.
Oh wait, you have the perfect thing.
We have to cook.
Jesse, we have to cook.
I mean, I was more
Nice
thinking
start.
this.
Stay a while and listen.
Mm,
But
a
that
little
works.
bit
Yeah.
of both.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
works too.
Anastasius is just after hearing all that in the group chat, he says, "Alina, I'm sorry. This all started because of how they followed me.
They were following you.
Kind of.
It's very easy to follow him. He's very tall.
He is very tall.
Chatu
I
says
was-
that. It's very easy to follow him. He's quite tall.
He wasn't following him very well. I'll just say that,
Doing a shit job.
Anastasius
considering he got caught.
True.
Anastasius says, yeah, not well. I mean, nope. Bloody hell, the short stacks Theodore is like nearly half my damn size.
Yeah.
Probably less
Yeah.
Oh,
in
he's,
terms of.
he's less.
He's
than,
like a quarter of the weight.
yeah.
Yeah. The size of Anastasius's leg.
Yeah, pretty much.
Essentially. Oh, you could drop kick him.
Yeah, he probably had to
Send
like
that
bend
man
down to shake
flying.
his hand.
Yeah.
Punt him into the end goal.
Punt him into the sun.
Set.
Sarzoth is like, we're almost there. I'll make sure he behaves. He's pretty obedient.
And Anastasius says, and if you need me, I'll hurry back here to Alaka blast their ass.
No eldritch finger blasting. He's like literally a paperweight.
You hear Nyoka whisper a little mischievously, maybe we can con him into doing shit for us.
Oh my gosh, you're so right.
Nyarka.
What?
That's
She's
funny.
not entirely wrong.
Listen,
While they're waiting,
little fanboy
And
who would do
Sarzov's
anything.
just kind of like
drawing.
snickering as he's dragging Theodore.
Kalina Spark showing you bug drawings while they wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all are like in the front foyer waiting for Sarzoth to come back with this little shit.
Yeah, they're like,
boy.
look, Kalina, it's a nice spot.
Yeah. You know, some of the others come down. Nyoka, Chatu, Clement, Freya eventually scampers in. Is like, what's this I'm hearing about? Some little guy?
I don't
Some
know.
little guy.
Can Spark pick Freya up?
Yeah. They're a little hefty because they have like a tail, the big long tail. It adds a little extra weight. So they're a bit
Yeah,
hefty
but-
for their size. But
Picks up Giles.
holds.
Like when you pick up a giant dog and they don't know
Yeah.
what to do, so they just kind of stick their legs out like.
You just kind of
Yeah.
hear echoing in the group chat, nobody can be a littler guy than me. A little littler
You're
guy.
so right, actually. Freya, you're so right. You are the littlest guy, Freya.
Hell yeah. And then just, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. I'm the
So,
littlest.
as Sarzoth is approaching the mansion, you kind of see Theodore,
Being
you know,
dragged
as
behind.
you're looking out, Kalina.
And this kid's tiny. Not much bigger than Freya at all. Like, and hardly. They're so small, so
Yeah.
frail. Just being dragged along. You're surprised they aren't floating like a little piece of
Stack.
silk behind Sarzoth as he drags him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But he looks excited.
I bet.
Yeah. Tegak has to open the door for Sarzoth since he's got a
Sarzoth
handful.
is like reciting to him, "Please behave. I am curious as to what information you may hold."
Just like nodding enthusiastically, like, I will. So, the three of you come in to the door, and you see that pretty much everybody's waiting there, except Anastasius, who is at the guild.
Bro's getting Nollig.
Nolik.
Theodore's kind of like looking around, trying to figure out who's who.
Just like the starstruck look in his eyes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wonder which names he fucks up, because he's definitely gonna fuck up some names.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be funny.
Can he see Spark?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sees that Spark is holding Freya.
Okay. He goes, I haven't heard of anyone describing a clown. Might you be?
The name's Spark, and they kind of like shift Freya a little bit to hold out a hand. To,
Oh
like,
yes,
shake.
yes. I haven't heard of you. Are you new to the party?
I
Oh, I see. And he tries shaking your hand with his scrawny ass hands.
Theodore gets shocked.
A tiny little zap. Theodore takes
away
1
all
point.
of his HP.
well, what's funny is he's made out of stone, so he probably didn't even feel it.
The point is he wasn't fucking expecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Theodore's surprised but not hurt.
And then they
Yeah.
go, ha, you don't expect everything, do you? With the wing.
Theodore goes, actually, I kind of was. I just know I'm made out of stone and it wouldn't hurt.
Fair enough. I'll get you one day.
He probably won't, but I believe in you. With like a little smirk on his face. And Sarzoth kind of like kicks his ankle.
So
It's
come on,
a-
man.
He, it'd be so funny if he kicked the ankle and he just fucking buckled. Just like,
He probably does a little bit. He probably does a little bit.
It's like, ugh.
And he just kind of introduces himself to the crowd. You know, I'm Theodore. I'm in pursuit of knowledge and experience, and maybe to help with any adventures you might have. I am a good asset to have.
everybody's just
Kalina.
kind of like looking awkwardly at him, like,
Yeah. Spark nudges Kalina to talk. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
Kalina, she raises an eyebrow. And she says, "And what talents would you bring to the table?"
Oh, you must be the diplomat, Kalina Brightwood. I've heard of you. I could tell by your mannerisms. Well, you see, I have been in various of the world's greatest schools, and
you
I
list off a few
have-
notable schools, one of them being Tiranali's Academy in the city of Pride.
Tiranelli has a school?
Yeah.
Ah, so the one with all the fake courses, gotcha.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But he names like
I
multiple
remember.
other ones, but that one like you recognize the most. Kalina, you recognize
He-
all of the schools. Most of them are decent schools, and then there's Tiranali's school, which is corrupt, and she doesn't know about it.
Yeah.
And he goes on to say, I am specialized in lost knowledge, in the texts that have been eradicated from the world, the things that no one wanted to be known.
Yes, things erased from the annals of history.
What?
No.
Damn
it.
Oh, god
Damn it,
damn
Spark.
it, Spark.
Moment.
Spark
That's such a
moment.
Spark
Sorry,
Such a
it's
moment.
Spark
obligated. It's
Certified
obligated.
spark moment.
Certified spark moment. Write that down.
Um,
Write that down.
I'd make like a good sticker or something.
Yeah.
I want that on my laptop now.
Oh boy.
Certified
Which
spark
one
Um,
do you-
moment.
Yeah, like a stamp.
and then he goes on to say how he's very good at predicting what people will do, and that he fucking embarrassed Sarzoth like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Spark laughed at Sarzoth.
As he should.
Rayak's
Kalina's
just kind of
the,
standing there looking just upset and unimpressed.
Yeah. Kalina also looks a bit unimpressed. Because she knows a lot of people that talk and talk, just like, oh, I've done all these things, and then it means nothing.
Yeah.
It's part of her
know,
job.
but
Can she
theater-
do an insight check?
Yes.
Inside check.
Hold on, sorry. Where are my
And,
dice?
Can I give Kalina bardic inspiration to
You
get
may.
more from that?
Yes.
Now you get an added d12 to that roll.
Oh, nice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Okay, there are my dice. Huh. Does a nat 20 work?
Let us see.
No.
Person
You did not
controlling
do that.
Theodore.
Critical success.
Yes.
Okay, so Audrey, since you're controlling the little gremlin,
Yeah,
what does
he
Kalina glean from this insight check?
Yeah, what's her insight?
Kalina sees that he is being 100% genuine.
Yeah,
Um,
fully confident in what
in
he's saying.
that, yeah.
Like, yep.
And Kalina also sees that he's currently reading, with great precision, everyone in the room around him.
Oh, that's great.
Trying to read the social cues.
Because Spark is
Well-
just like, oh, this guy's my replacement, isn't he? And like internally.
Oh.
In that specifically, he's reading to predict what someone might do if they were to try and attack him or deceive him.
Yeah. He's basically just being truthful, but you're aware of the fact that he has his defenses up.
Kalina, she says, well, those accomplishments are not bad. However, I don't want to just take your word on it.
Of course, I
Show
understand that.
us. Show us what
Well,
you do.
And he turns to Sarzoth. Or actually, first, he asks the party, Kalina, might you know what the mysterious spirit that Sarzoth has? Might you know what the name of that spirit is?
Of course
You don't have to tell me. Alright. Does he mention their name a lot?
I mean, does he? Like, does
and
Sarzoth
Sarzoth-
mention Astreus' name?
And Sarzoth walks up and he goes, I have only told a total of 4 people my spirit's name. If anyone were to know it, they might have more information than even I do.
Ooh,
Um,
curious.
Look at his name,
and
makes a poopy face.
holy shit, I wish I had my webcam on. Oh my god. You, you should have fucking seen that shit.
just threw her off guard so much.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It was a little funny. And Theodore comes up and he goes, well, I have several theories, but might his name be Astreus?
Really funny if Kalina says no.
No, he's asking Sarzoth, and Sarzoth actually kind of gulps a little bit. He's a little chilled by it because he knows that this wasn't coming from a rumor.
Yeah.
He knows that there is absolutely no way that information could be put out.
Yeah.
Would Kalina realize this too?
Yes.
Yeah. And you also see Sarzoth's like slight uncomfortableness. Like,
And Kalina,
He's a
she
stalker on top of it.
Kalina, she kind of stiffens up a bit and says, "Where did you get that information?"
A personal theory. As I have said, I specialize in lost knowledge. There are quite a small bunch of very, very hidden recordings of mysterious disappearances of certain individuals, powerful individuals, and several of them have the word Astreus linked to them. Now, I'm not sure why it's linked, or who these individuals may have been, but I know that they were very important and that it is very odd they have disappeared.
Mm. So Astraeus is possibly linked to a string of disappearances of people with great prowess.
Hmm.
Kalina.
Sarzoth is like actually just unresponsive. He's shocked right now, and Astraeus is even more shocked.
Can Spark send a Kalina a quick DM?
Yeah.
Quick DM.
Send her a DM. What Spark gotta say?
Spark's like, do you want me to cast suggestion on this motherfucker just to make him spill everything?
Kalina, she thinks for a moment and then replies back. Permission granted.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Alright,
So-
Theodore has to make a wisdom save.
All right. Theodore,
So
make your wisdom.
here's what I'll say
Does it-
first
Doesn't matter
Uh,
whether he knows about it or not, by the way.
to the DM.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you, since he was reading everyone in the room, can he tell that Spark is being a little deceptive?
I guess make an insight roll, Theodore, before you
Alright.
make the
I
wisdom.
don't have the character sheet.
Would you like me to roll
I'll-
in response?
What's
yeah.
the whatchamacallit? The
insight
the-
modifier
the-
is +8.
+8. Holy, okay.
So that's your
would you
that's your
like me to-
insight.
Would that be deception on my part?
Yes.
I got a 13.
I got an 18.
So 13
Damn.
total.
Yeah, 13
Alright.
total. I got a 5.
So considering that Theodore is focusing on Kalina right now, and Spark very quickly decided this and is slightly also being hidden by Freya because they are holding Freya.
Oh, right.
Freya
Theodore
for the fucking win.
just Theodore does not realize that Spark is planning anything. So now I'm going to need Theodore to make a wisdom saving throw. Just roll and then I will add the bonus for you.
I got a 12 without a bonus.
Okay, that is a dirty 20. Does that succeed?
Okay. Huh?
Dirty 20.
Yeah, he succeeds.
Okay. So suggestion does not work on Theodore.
Theodore kind of notices this and he's like, there isn't really much you have to pry from me to get. I understand that you guys are good people. And if I were to join the group and not be honest, then I shouldn't join the group at all. I believe that Sarzoth may have chosen that rock shop as a sort of test, because if I could not navigate to a specific shop in a store, I should not be a part of a adventuring group.
Bro, Starzoth is not that smart.
Yeah, he's not.
He
that
is though.
smart.
He is though. Have you seen
Uh-huh.
his character sheet? He's fucking educated as shit.
Sarzoth
Do you
is
really think Sarzoth would-
intelligent, but
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
chooses to never act on it.
yeah,
Yeah. Well,
Why
actually,
bother?
he does a lot of the time, but
in very
just
stupid
it
ways.
isn't visible. Yeah.
He's very smart in stupid ways.
Yeah.
It's not
He has a
stupid if it
19
works.
Nat wisdom.
It's not stupid if it
Spark
works.
DMs Kalina with, "This is a load of barnacles. I don't trust this guy."
Kalina agrees.
Load of barnacles. That's such a cute term.
Is there anything I could do to prove my, I wouldn't say loyalty, but my trustworthiness?
Okay, tell us exactly how you found that information. Like, exactly.
Eris, I need you to give me a random school.
Okay, let me look at the fucking map for a second. Hold on. So there is a map of map. There's a map. Fuck me. Oh my god, I'm losing my mind. The fever is setting in, guys.
The
Okay.
fever dream is
Have a good
Doing
crazy.
great.
Okay. The Silk Band Academy, which is located just on the coast of the Silk Sea, near the Cat's Cradle. It is a prestigious academy that is well known for accepting scholars from all over the globe, but it has
Okay.
a very low admittance rate.
All right.
Okay, so like,
It's an Ivy League, basically.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an Ivy League. Theodore goes on to say, well, during my studies at Silk Academy, there was a cave discovered near the shores. Went very, very deep. But while I was exploring that cave with a few of my colleagues, I ran across a very, very old, broken piece of stone with written in a language I believe. No, I don't think that language had a name. At least it was kind of anonymous. It was a mixture of different languages. But
Yeah. Hearing this, the group chat hears Chatu say, could it perhaps have been God Tongue? So, like, the party hears Chatu sort of inquire about this.
if this guy knows God Tongue, I'm gonna fucking lose it. Your smart reply.
well, he continues. He's like, I saw a piece of stone inscribed with a language, and it took me a few years to translate it, but it had been a story about a sibling who had mysteriously disappeared. And at the bottom, separate from all the other texts, it said Astreus. And throughout my various other explorations, I have seen other transcriptions of something related to Astreus, but one of them mentioned a snail. And I've heard about the snail next to Sarzoth.
Sarzoth is sweating, probably. Homeboy's got the cold sweat
Well,
dabbing his brow like, oh, Lord have mercy.
Sarzoth kind of calmed down a bit, but Astreus is like shitting his pants right now because
Are you shitting my
Astreus
dick?
has no idea. Astreus doesn't know his own past.
Yeah.
He's like, how the hell does this guy know more about me than I do?
Yeah.
Welcome to the party, dude.
Absolutely gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Bombastic side eye.
Bombastic. I. Yeah. So everybody's just kind of like,
As I said, I am very well educated.
What's 9 plus 10?
19.
Wrong, it's 21.
Maybe to clowns.
So you don't know clown knowledge then.
Ah, that's such an unintentional
No, I do.
roast.
I just assumed you'd spotter.
I did not hear what that was.
He assumes you're smarter. He assumed that you were smarter than that.
And that's another incorrect assumption there, buddy.
I'm stupid. Heart.
This is true, but I have only had a few conversations with you, and from what I've seen, you have been very deeply thinking in the corner of there. So I
Oh
assumed
no,
you
I've been
were.
rotating a picture of a isopod in my head this entire time.
Bugs.
I doubt that, considering Kalina had just tried to deceive me when I know that that was not initially what she was thinking.
Alina, you have full permission to probe Spark's brain and prove that that's true because they are rotating an isopod in their head right now.
Kalini, you
It
just
looks
like glance over and you can
With the shooting stars theme in the background.
imagine like Spark's head goes transparent and you just see the little do 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 do.
Like, you
do.
know, like, it's like, sorry, SpongeBob, but I'm a bit more complicated than that.
Milk
Inner
falls over.
machinations of my mind
Are an enigma. Milk
and then
falls
milk
over.
spills. Yeah.
Does Kalina tell him this?
No, I'm gonna be real. Kalina doesn't like him.
That is so true.
So valid, bestie.
She's probably met like several people like this during her studies and her
Not someone
time.
with this much knowledge, though.
Yeah, but
he
definitely someone
truly
who's like
is.
rat.
I mean, yeah, but he is probably the smartest person in the world outside of like immortals.
Yeah. Smartest for his age bracket. For sure.
There's only probably like a collection of 3 people who actually know about Astraeus, though.
Yeah.
And apparently that doesn't fucking include Astraeus.
Yeah. Astraeus.
He's lost his
Really
memory.
funny.
Yeah.
That is so real of him, actually.
Snail ate his memory for breakfast. You know, normal shit.
Him having his memory would allow him to fight back against the snail,
Yeah.
which is why the snail takes away the memory.
Codependency. This
Literally.
snail is an abusive partner.
Yeah.
Alright, Kalina. Beat the shit out of this person using morality. Go.
Oh my god.
Mind games.
Yeah, Kalina, she just says, "Look, Theodore, was it?
Yes.
I appreciate the whole intelligence and mental acuity and whatnot. However, even not all of us can officially bring you into the party. It's not as simple as you may think.
I do not think it's simple. At this point, Astraeus actually comes over to Kalina. And this is the first ever time Kalina has heard him talk, like verbally talk.
No, we heard
And
him,
he-
like when we first got the powers.
He talked very
Like this.
briefly. Like, extremely briefly.
Yeah, and incredibly vaguely. It was not targeted at a person, it was just words floating out into the verse.
Astraeus is now addressing you, Kalina. Let's just say that.
Yeah, what does he say?
He says maybe not allow him to join the party, but allow him to stay with us. Deceive him if you must. He may be smart, but he isn't the most mentally strong when it comes to deception. But he may be life-changing for both me and especially Sarzoth. I have my own plans for Sarzoth's little selling his soul on a whim situation, and he may prove to be useful. And then he kind of floats back.
So there is also a bit of a conversation going on in the Brain group chat where the suggestion has been made that since Zephyrus is quite ill, his two sons, which are actually here right now, should be the one to make the decision, as gods who are connected to this whole thing. Yeah. But Theodore sees Nyoka and Chatu sort of look at each other, nod, and then they turn around and leave to head up the stairs.
Get Spark join.
Yes.
Yay.
Freya jumps down and, like, clambers up the stairs ahead of you.
Hagag's just glaring at him from the corner.
Yeah. Guys, what if you put this guy into the underworld?
I mean, I wouldn't say.
Send him into the deep realm.
What
Clem-
did he ever do?
Clement says, no, that's
Being
mean.
an annoying little shit.
So he gets to go to hell for it?
It's not hell,
Yeah,
it's just the
Hell
void.
isn't hell.
It's just the underworld.
It's just the void.
I
Yeah.
would consider that hell.
Yeah, Colbart has
Rubber
been
room.
looking
Yeah, well,
through the
that's
window as a
him.
bird this entire time, and just now
Yes.
peeps up. It's like
Yes, he
I've
does.
been looking through the window as a bird this whole time.
Has Theodore noticed the bird staring at him through the window?
No, because it's the window directly behind everybody.
Okay,
And Colbart's just like perched in the tree, just like staring.
I see.
Like a fucking weirdo. Love him. God bless. But let us take a moment to follow Spark, Yoka, Chatu, and Freya up to the room where Zephyrus, Kane, and Ablin are. Chatu takes the initiative to knock on the door, and they hear Kane's voice saying, "Come in." And he opens the door, and you all sort of come in. You see that Zephyrus, all of the feathers that he had have turned white and fallen off, and they are scattered about the floor, as if a pillow has been broken open. He's laying rather still on the bed. He's awake, but you can see the raised veins on his arm and neck, and this is the first time that you have ever been able to see Ophelia's heart cavity. And it's very strange because there's not a normal heart in his cavity at all. It looks mechanical, almost, with the core of it being a deep green crystal and the valves and arteries and veins coming out from it being made of gold. Kane and Ablin are turned towards the door, but they are like sitting on the edge of the bed. And Kane addresses the group and says, "Is there something that you need?"
Hi, cool uncle.
Hello, Spock.
Abilene is warm, uncle.
Yeah. Nyoka and Chatu do like a slight little head bow. They're like, we have a interesting predicament, I would say, going on downstairs. there's a person who would like to join the party. We think that he may have some vital information, but quite frankly, we as a group are indecisive, and it has been suggested that in grandfather's stead, the two of you make the decision, as his two children that are present at the moment. And Kane and Abla just sort of look at each other like, oh great, we're being made to do responsibility. How fun. But Kane sort of sighs and stands up and says, very well. Take us to meet this individual. And Abelet seems like slightly annoyed. He's like, oh, great. Doing things.
Before
And-
we go, can Spark ask if Zephyrus needs anything?
Yeah. Zephyrus very weakly smiles and says, no, Spark, I'm alright.
They give him a thumbs up, and then
Zeph.
is now holding Abelet's hand, like, hee hee, warm uncle.
Warm uncle. Like on a warm rock. Yeah.
Why? Crying.
So, it's a little bit of waiting in the foyer, and then, you all see Kane and Abelet at the top of the stairs, and they come down.
He sees them and immediately bows down. He doesn't even get on one knee, he gets on both knees. And this is the first time that he has visually actually bowed down his head in respect. Because he recognizes these two as gods.
Should fucking hope so.
And he says nothing. He waits for them to talk to him.
They both come down the stairs, and then they, like, stand at the base of the stairs, and Kane, clears his throat and he says, you may rise.
He gets up very slowly. First one knee, then the other.
Weak ass bitch.
Yeah.
What?
He's a weak ass bitch.
Weak ass bitch.
Well, no,
Bro,
he's raising and slowly as a sign of respect.
Bro can't get up
Um,
fast because he's too weak.
He's a little scared. Cries.
And he puts his arm over his chest on his shoulder. And he says, hello, I am Theodore, and I have come to pursue knowledge and experience, and also help with my knowledge. What is the point of 26 years of schooling and research and
You started
exploration?
researching when you were a baby.
Yes, he did actually. He's big smart.
He's got one of
um,
those crazy families that's like, you're
they
like
played, they played they
baby
played
Mozart.
like Beethoven while he was in the womb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I kind of feel bad for him.
Yeah.
And he says, what is the point of having knowledge if you can't help others with it? Though I want to join the party for my own personal reasons, I believe that helping those, maybe not in the group, but throughout my travels, helping those that we come across, may make a positive impact on the world.
Abelet kind of makes a face.
Oh
But,
my
like,
God.
it's real subtle. He's just like, ugh, this guy.
You hear Spark go, ooh, under their breath.
He's actually, Kalina notices, actually, that he has stopped trying to read people. He has lowered his guard, and is now completely just in the moment and not worrying about anyone else.
Yeah. So gobsmacked.
Yeah,
He did not
totally.
expect a couple of gods to come down the stairs.
Kalina, now, stab him.
Stab him, now!
Freya, get his ass.
Shank him, shank him. Alright, so Kane just sort of, like, looks as if he's, thinking, and then he looks to Abelet, and it's like that wordless sibling knowledge. They're communicating.
Oh yeah.
They're talking to each other without talking. They're doing the thing.
Mhm.
They're doing the thing.
Yeah.
They're doing the thing.
And then Kane briefly looks to Chatu, and Chatu seems to understand immediately, and he says, Theodore, please. Tell them what you told us, what knowledge that you have that could be useful.
Yes. Well, though I have a few true deep theories on who the spirit that Sarzoth has, I did know one thing before I was even told, that his name was Astreus. Throughout my various years of exploration and research, I've come across several stone tablets that were very, very aged, I should say. And they were in some mysterious language. It was a slur between most languages of the world. It took me several years to translate it, and I learned most languages purely from just translating that one. But several of them talked about a lost sibling and a snail, and every single one had the word Astreus at the bottom of the tablet.
Theodore sees that Kane and Abelet sort of lean a little closer to each other while not taking their eyes off of you at all. And they begin speaking in a different language. You are picking up bits and pieces of it, very fragmented.
Mm-hmm.
But not enough to, like,
Interpret.
And they are also very quiet with what they're
I see.
saying. So, like, you're catching a few,
So they know
like,
he
little...
might actually be able to translate it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a little
Interesting.
sprinklings of words that you can hear. But, you do realize, like, Theodore realizes and Kalina realizes that they are talking a little bit about Astreus, because, the name Astreus is said very quietly. Sarzoth's name is also mentioned, and Kane and Abelet, like, very quickly glance over to Sarzoth, and then back to Theodore. And then, Abelet speaks up and says, very well. But, mind you, this will be temporary. And if you show
Of course.
any indication of treachery or treason, we can guarantee that those 26 years will have been wasted. And then, like, he glares, like, his eyes narrow. That's a threat. He's implying that if you fuck up, you're dead.
You're dead. Okay.
Yay!
He gets that message.
Yeah.
And he kind of, not a full bow, or actually, no, it is a full bow, but he doesn't get on his knees. He goes, I understand.
Kane and Ablett then, Kane returns to Kalina and says, Kalina, I would like you to inform Theodore here about the circumstances of what the mission entails, just so that he fully knows what he's getting into. If by then he decides that he no longer wants to be a part of this, call me. I will deal with his memory.
Kalina, she nods and says, understood.
And Sazov,
Yes,
may we speak with you in private?
of course. And he follows them to wherever they go.
Kane and Abelet take you up to the meeting room on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
And once it's just the three of you, Abelet says, all right, explain Astreus. Please.
Of course. I don't know much about him. I mean, we communicate, but I don't believe he knows much about himself either. I first was introduced, you could say, to Astreus via a snail. I was hunting one day, and while I was walking through the fields, I walked past the snail, and next thing I knew, we were linked in one way or another. And we're not one. We are two separate souls who are joined in some way. And so if I ever use his power, it's because I've asked him to, and because he has said yes. I know he is an ancient being, and that he has the ability to an extent, control time and use a icy fire. That is about all I know. I also know that he is very well knowledged. He knew about a ancient civilization that we hadn't even known about.
Kane and Abelet are definitely interested, and they speak to each other in God tongue. Just very briefly. And then Kane says, can Astreus show himself to us?
Astreus kind of appears. He's very translucent, but he is visible. And he's kind of just standing behind Sarzov's shoulder.
Kane sort of like leans down to get a better look at him because he's like half blind.
Yeah.
And they both definitely seem curious, but they have nothing else to say really on the matter. Kane stands back up and he says, very well. I just needed to know what this entity that is bound to you was, as we had not heard of them before.
Something tells me that you might have actually. I may be out of place by saying that, but I sense something more going on here than I may know.
All I will say is that the name sounds eerily familiar, and I do not know why.
I see. I will
Uh-huh.
try to pry more information from Theodore.
Thank
Though
you.
I recognize the group may not like him, I think that he may, as he says, have theories that could be incredibly important to both my life and this group's mission.
Understood. Keep him close, but not too close.
I understand.
He could prove to be useful.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Sarzoth. You are free to go.
Okay. And he heads back down to the group.
I'm guessing during this time, like, Kalina was, like, informing Theodore about this.
Yes,
Like,
so
about this whole
Theodore
thing.
now knows a basic rundown of the mission, what is happening, and the reasons why.
I understand.
So Theodore
Um,
understands. Paco?
I know some of you may not think that I am capable of being in a dangerous situation because of my, let's say, physical predicament, but I've actually been in many life-threatening situations. It may come across as rude or annoying, but when I say I have the power of the mind, I mean it. I am very well of my surroundings, and I make use of my surroundings in the use of being able to predict other people. I am a master strategizer.
Hagak just kind of humps and walks up and just leaves.
Tagok, on the other hand, doesn't seem to be very strategic.
Oh boy, he's really pushing it. Let's just
Kalina.
hope that Tagok didn't hear it.
She's just ignoring him.
Wait,
He's
hold on.
not
What
worth
was
her
said?
time.
Yeah.
What was said?
Theodore
He
does
said
not
that
think that
Tagok-
Tagok is strategic.
You hear Spark shout, "You do not insult my friend like that."
It wasn't an insult. Quite frankly, I believe that there is always a sacrifice between brains and bronze. Both are equally as powerful. And clearly, Tagok is very strong. I did not mean to insult. I am only saying that I could come in handy if the need for strategy ever comes up.
To be fair, Tagok's strategy is just blast it till it's dead most of the time.
Yeah. Which
he's
Theodore
completely right.
doesn't
She does not really do strategy
qualify as a
because
strategy.
she hit it until it is dead, and then the
Yeah.
problem is done.
Mm-hmm. If I hit hard enough, I don't need to plan. I just hit and it die.
Exactly.
Which is valid most of the time. Tagok does kill the shit out of things.
Yay! And we
Although
love
I
her for
have
that.
noticed that both you, Kalina, Sarzoth, and Spark, whether Spark may admit it or not, are both all very, very smart. And Sarzoth, specifically, is lucky. He rolled the dice on the smarts, but he actually got the ability to have strength in him too. That makes him, in my eyes, the most fearsome in this group.
Sarzoth is not there to have his ego preened.
You're trying to boost your own ego, Audrey?
I do not consider myself to be like Sarzov. He pisses me off more often than not. I'm just a good actor.
A good character. When it pisses
Yeah.
the creator off.
Me when I'm writing.
Real tea.
Crazy. I was crazy once.
They put me in a room.
They locked me in a room.
A rubber room with rats.
A room with rats.
The rats made me crazy.
I hope you know that Spark sent a message to Kalita saying, okay, this guy's just bullshitting now.
Is he though?
That's what Spark believes.
Theodore's response was he told Sarzoth, would you like to inform Anastasius of how I bested you earlier? Sarzoth looks up and he goes, actually, I would. That was rather impressive. I've never had anyone outsmart me the way you did. And I am quite smart. And he explains to Anastasius that he was walking backward as to make himself look non-threatening, when in reality he was going to have Astreus come and punch him, and like life-threatening punch. He was prepared to kill Theodore.
I'm gonna kill him! Oh my god.
Then why didn't you?
I guess it's
Yeah, why
very
didn't you?
lucky.
He's about to get to that part. And Theodore noticed that he was actually threatening, even though very few people would have known, and kicked a broom in such a way that Sarzoth tripped over it and fell over his ass.
Dumbass.
Theodore probably also hurt his foot doing that. Weak bitch.
Also, the reason why Sarzoth was so willing to kill him is because he could have revived him.
It's just like, I'll just reverse 5 seconds before I killed him and then he'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Just severely traumatize him. It's okay.
Yeah.
That would be
You're
fun.
a dumbass, Sarza.
Nah, he knew that he would have survived. He just would have been traumatized. And Sarzoth's okay with that.
No, they mean that response of getting
Bonding.
knocked onto his ass.
Oh. I
We're
mean, quite
bonding.
frankly, though, there was nothing he could have done about it. That broom literally landed right behind his foot as he was lifting it off the ground.
Get
Just
fricked,
think, you
Sarzoth.
just gotta think ahead.
Yeah.
Think ahead, man.
Yeah. I am 5 multiverses ahead of you.
That
What,
does seem like
Switch
something
playing
Spark would
7D
say
chess?
after like one too many shots.
Yeah. So, let's just say that, Theodore gets shown to his rather quaint quarters. There's no more big rooms. Unfortunately, there's too many people in this damn house. So, they make some room for him under the main floor, where most of the, like, the housekeeping and, staffing quarters are. But near enough to where he can navigate and not get lost trying to get to the rest of Manor.
Yeah.
So, after that, it's early evening, the sun is just about to set, and, Cain and Abelet have gone back up to, Zephyrus's room. And, as everybody's sort of, like, dispersing, Nyoka goes up to you, Kalina, and says, Zephyrus isn't looking too good.
I know.
He's looking worse than before. I don't know if you've seen him today, but it's not an enjoyable
It's not-
sight.
Yes, I know. I saw him earlier this morning. I was eating breakfast.
Did you see the And then he sort of like taps his chest.
I don't think I have yet.
I think you should. I don't know what's going on with it. Father hasn't said anything about it either.
Oh dear. Thank you for telling me, Nyoka.
Of course.
And she pats him on the shoulder a couple of times, and also one pat on the cheek before she goes off.
Yeah. Jade, are you listening to... Who's listening to Mean Girls?
It's me. Is it playing?
No, I can just see it. I see Revenge Party Mean Girls.
Yeah, it's on our Open Hearts playlist.
Is it?
Oh,
Yes.
Put that there.
that's really funny.
I did.
Oh
That's
my
really
god,
funny.
that's hilarious.
Because that's the song that I had Canon, Hobart, and Tigok were thinking of when they were heading over to kill Tobias.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'm sorry, it's a revenge party, a party that ends with somebody's head on a spike.
Yeah,
That's the perfect song for that.
yeah,
So I put it on the playlist.
hilarious. But yeah, Kalina, do you want to go up and see Zephyrus before the
Yes,
evening is
I-
over?
I do.
Yes.
I do.
So, you knock on the door, and Kane's voice answers, telling you to come in. And
Kalina enters.
you see Zephyrus, and I'm not gonna describe it again because I already described it once.
Yes.
But, yeah. Doesn't look great.
Oh boy.
You do notice that his hair has been put up. It's usually loose, but it has been put into a loose braid.
Yeah.
It was not like that when you saw him last.
Yeah, earlier this morning. But yeah, Kalina, she says, "Hello."
Kane sort of smiles a little bit at you, but like a sad smile. He says,
Yeah.
"Hello, Kalina." Zephyrus sort of like moves his head a little bit so that he's looking at you, but he does not speak.
Kalina, she sits down near the edge of the bed. Like I'm imagining that like Kane and Abelet are on like opposite sides of the bed because there's no way that the bed could support both their weights. It would just flip over.
Yeah. Break one side of the bed frame.
Yeah.
They need to balance their weight out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Kane very quietly says to you, "I didn't know it was this bad."
Frankly, it wasn't this bad even just this morning.
He sighs a little bit. He says, "I know he said not to rush, but I do believe time is now of the essence."
gosh.
How soon do you think we can get to the capital?
What time when did Berica say that we're going to the capital?
Just whenever you guys are ready is what she said. But until then, she was going to, like, do other things. Currently, you're not too far from Ciptria. You're kind of over the Drake Maw Sea right now.
Gotcha. So not too far.
Yeah. A little, kind of close to Hoth's temple.
Yeah. But yeah, Kalina says, Commander Baraka just said whenever we are ready that she will direct a course straight towards there. I do believe that us catalyst holders need to figure out a way to create the flame, and soon.
Right.
Perhaps spending all of tomorrow dedicated to that.
Yes. Tane looks over at Abelet and says, do you think that you can help train them? You're much more adept at this than I am. And Abelet
Kalina
nods.
blinks and she just looks up just like, oh?
Abelet nods and says, yes, I can.
Yay!
Yay!
Sun boy.
Here comes the sun.
Do 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 do.
Yeah. But Abelet looks at you, Kalina, and says, inform the rest of the group that tomorrow at sunrise, we meet out on the, out in front.
Yes. And you want just us catalyst holders, or everyone?
All of you are free to come, but it is most imperative for the catalyst holders to be there.
Alright. You can kind of see, like, a look of apprehension on her face, just like, she's just kind of thinking, do I have to tell Theodore?
You don't.
Oh yeah, because
He
he's
might
not part
notice
of the
and
mind
find
link.
us, but you don't have to tell him anything.
Yeah, he's not part of the mind link.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, I was gonna have him.
Oh, come on.
No, you'll.
What were you gonna have him do, Audrey?
I was gonna have him be like, I've noticed that you guys have some sort of neural link.
Yeah, that's the same.
You
I
don't
was
want to join
wondering.
it.
No, I don't actually. But no, I was gonna ask if you'd be able to look into my mind and see my memory and my thoughts and decide if I am trustworthy based on that.
The neural
wouldn't mind.
link that you have does not allow you, any of you, to do that.
The probing thing doesn't go into memory.
No.
Okay.
It just goes into, like, what they're thinking currently.
Permission to do something stupid.
Permission granted.
Absolutely.
Permission granted.
Do something
Okay,
stupid,
sorry.
bro.
Bart goes one further and says, sorry, we can only see your future thoughts, but only a very specific path. They shrug.
He's still a little confused.
Yeah. Theo does not
As he
understand that
should.
that is sarcasm.
Good.
Good.
And they
yeah.
say that with 100%.
He doesn't know what
certainty.
sarcasm is.
Yeah.
He knows the definition of the word. He
He's a
doesn't
l-
know what it is.
He is a little too autistic.
I will tell you, though. 2 years, 30 minutes, and 2 seconds later, you're going to be thinking about a rubber duck octopod. They say with a very stern nod.
He's like, I count you on that.
Merc's calendar.
Mark's
think
Yeah,
it's on a
Mark's
rubber duck
calendar. That's lore. He marks his
That's
calendar
lore
for that.
accurate. That's lore
Yeah.
accurate.
I imagine that he like has one of those book holsters
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and like
absolutely.
pulls his book off his little holster on his hip and like writes it down.
But yeah, Kalina, she sends a thing out into the brain group chat, and she says, "Everyone, particularly catalyst holders, Tegok, Sazov, Kobat. Tomorrow at sunrise, Abelet will be training us to use our catalysts and how to create the flame. The others are welcome to join, but it is imperative that us catalyst users be there at sunrise. Oh, and one more thing. Don't tell Theodore."
Wasn't gonna.
Sorzoth actually replies, I have commands to keep him very close.
Kalina, like, you
With
can hear
people whom-
literally a mental sigh.
And he goes, with people whom I doubt you'd want to argue with, Kalina.
I mean, she absolutely would argue with them.
Yeah,
Yeah, she would
She's
absolutely
done it
argue with them.
before.
She loves
Yeah, she-
arguing with the gods.
Yeah, like, she,
Favorite
like,
pastime.
literally the first time she met Kane, she tore into him.
She
That
just
was
yelled at
funny.
him. And he's like, I wasn't expecting that.
I
I
feel
like
like I made
how-
a mistake.
I like how Sarzoth yells at a god and it's like fucking awful, but then Kalina does it and it's fine.
Diplomatic immunity.
Wait, Sarzoth yelled at a god?
Yeah, he yelled
Yeah.
at the
Many
god of
times.
sloth.
Mellow.
He yelled at Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Why
For
did
being
he
a
yell at
lazy
Marshmallow?
bastard and a shitty monarch.
He deserved it
Fair
though.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, he was being a lazy cunt and let himself freeze over every season and cast his entire like city into a permafrost
Yeah.
Yeah.
annually.
Colbert does bring up a good point. Kane also kidnapped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she deserves to yell at that at Kane for a little bit of kidnapping.
That's a valid thing to be upset about.
Yeah,
Yeah, but even then, she's not afraid to argue with the gods. She
yeah,
ain't afraid.
true, but
But yeah, Kalina, like, you could just hear like a mental sigh, Sarzoth, and she says, "Very well, but make sure
Keep an
he
eye on
only
him."
stays on the side and watches."
I understand. Believe me, he's like a pet to me. He is not moving from my side.
Good.
yeah.
Ooh, I should bring the pom poms.
You just hear Sparks
You
say
can
that.
do it. You can
Yeah.
do it. Yeah. Bring an extra
I would
pair
love
for Freya.
Spark to do that. That would be adorable.
Bring an extra pair of pom poms for Freya.
Do it.
Aww.
Yes.
They're gonna wear a
Yes.
matching outfit.
Hell yeah, it's adorable. So, with that, we are going to end tonight's session. And next week will be the training session with Abelet.
Woo!
That's cool.
Nice.
We will see you all next week for episode 72.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
We will not be starting early because I will hooefully not be sick. Good night.
Hooray.
Swear to God, please knock on wood, everybody.
Yeah, everybody knock on wood, please. Please, I don't want
Knock
to be
on
sick.
wood. Knock on
I'm
wood.
knocking on fake wood because I don't have wood near me.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
I
I
got
live
this
in a
one.
wooden house.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
If you're in Minecraft, knock on your wooden house.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a tree next to me.
I'm actually in
Knock, knock, knock.
Fortnite.
Chop
No,
down
I
a tree.
literally live in a wooden house, IRL.
True.
Yeah, I know, but
True shit.
yeah, knock on your walls. Flop
Yeah, I
on your
do.
walls. Flop on your
Yeah.
floor. Go on the ceiling. I don't know.
Anyways, whatever holiday you celebrate, we hope that it is a joyous one for you. Good night, everybody.